Good news and bad news. All right, y'all. This first story is about the 26-year-old Julio Cesar Bermejo. He's been detained in Peru for a mummy being found in his food cooler delivery bag. According to NBC News, Bermejo allegedly took the mummy from his home to show off to his friends. Per the reports, the mummified human, who was between 600 and 800 years old, once belonged to Bermejo's father, who allegedly brought the corpse home about nearly 30 years ago. Are y'all following this? Not confused? It's like you got
lost me at mummy.
Okay, so
I was about to say I'm following you.
You lost me at the mummy. Yeah.
Listen, Bermejo said that he's had the corpse for years. Per his interview, he said the corpse sleeps in his room. He said he takes care of it. And he said, if you pardon my expression, it's my spiritual girlfriend who I've named Juanita. Investigators are still looking into the case, but they have found that the corpse was actually a 4'11" man. The Ministry of Culture is now reportedly in possession of the mummy. So evidently the mummy isn't artifacts. It's actually a very expensive artifacts, and it's 600 to 800 years old.
How did he get it?
Yeah.
Well, as the report says, his father had it for nearly 30 years.
So
I think
he
there's
stole
still,
it out some museum or something?
Well, no, I don't know where his father got it from, but his father had it for quite some time. So that's why he's actually in jail, because it is human remains, but it's a mummy.
It is.
Yeah. 800 years old. I'm going to the ladder of what they said that the age of it is. And he thought it was, they said, although he named it Juanita, they were like, no, it's really a Juan.
Juan.
Because it's a man.
Juan.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And why is he walking around with it?
Yeah.
Well, him and his friends, he's a delivery guy. He put it in a delivery cooler, and him and his friends went to a park and got drunk. So he does take it with him different places, and he was showing his friends, and then the police saw these three guys drunk and went and checked out the scene. And when the police came, that's when they found the mummy, the human remains in a delivery food bag, the same delivery bag that he uses in his job.
It has to smell. Jeez.
Yeah, but those pictures were crazy, right?
Yeah, what were they?
Yeah.
Like, you literally have the mummified remains.
I know people are Googling this right now.
Yeah. I'm about to. Because
it's wild.
I didn't see it.
Right. All right. So now that y'all are, captured in that. All right, I'm going to go to the next story. So this story, I don't understand why this story is not drawing more attention than it is. The Republican-led Mississippi State House of Representatives passed a bill on February 7th that would form a court system of unelected judges and prosecutors to preside over part of the capital city of Jackson and expand the Capitol Police Force. So this is a move that is drawing the fire of civil rights groups. So layman's terms, basically the lawmakers in Mississippi are creating a bill where an unelected state-appointed court system, majority black city of 83%, would not be able to vote on state officials. Predominantly whites would be appointed, and then several elected officials, including State Rep Robert L. Johnson III, said the Mississippi House Minority Leader has sounded off against the bill, contending that it would remove the voice of the city residents, the majority of whom are black. He says this is called modern-day Jim Crow laws.
I agree.
So there are different cities that you don't get elected officials. They're appointed. And then those appointed officials basically elect other people within the legislations of lawmakers in that group. And the community never gets to vote. And if this happens, they're saying that majority of the elected officials are Republicans, are white, and they're overseeing a black community of 83% black people in Mississippi. And y'all know what the history of Mississippi has. So what do they do about that? Like, why isn't this drawing more attention?
Well, it is now. And that's the reason why we're here. That's classic. I just can't. See, I hate because I'll start to get on my soapbox, but that's classic systemic. That's
right.
Systemic there. You have nothing in place to say, no, the people don't want you or the people want you. You have nothing in place. You only have friend who know a friend that tell a friend to come in. That's literally how that is.
Mm-hmm. Are we going backwards though? Like we always say, you just mentioned we use pronouns now, innovative therapy as far as healthcare. There's so many things that are new, but it seems like abortion law, election, a lot of the stuff is going back. Is it me? Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, there's things in the Constitution that still haven't changed that's supposed to, that we haven't gotten changed, but the world is moving on. The world has become more innovative, but some of the things when it comes to the black community, I won't even say the black and brown community. It feels like the black community it's going back. All right, crickets. I don't know.
I don't want to get back on my soapbox.
All right. All right, here's the next story. Now
I'm still on the mummy.
All right, we got.
I just seen that thing.
Oh, you did see it? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Why? Oh, I'm confused as to why they just not letting people rest in peace. Why are you carrying him around with you?
Because of that age now, the I guess the cultural society there is now involved, and he got detained. So it's consequences when you mess with human remains that's that old.
Yeah. You would think that it predates the law of it. So he might be grandfathered in. If a lawyer was, I guess, witty enough, he probably can fight that. I mean, cause
probably will.
Like
I didn't think it was like that.
Yeah, but you got to remember ancient times. That was a thing.
That was
Egyptians. That was like that with the mummy. That was a thing.
Yeah, there was no laws against not. Yeah, I mean, you need lawyers. You need lawyers to fight the case. If you got a few dollars, I'll go fight the case.
The only thing I said is
it's in Peru, so I don't know what their laws are.
Yeah, the only thing I said was, is he going to be charged with? It's because where'd you get it? You stole it from. They know clearly.
Well,
if it's that old, they know you ain't kill him.
His father had it. His father had it. He inherited it. Can you inherit a mummy? He inherited the mummy, right?
I don't know.
I guess so.
I don't know.
His father passed?
No, I don't think so.
Then he
took it from his father?
I think, and I also think that the mummy, my cousin called. She was like, "Did you see it on the news?" And I was like, "What, Tiff?" She was like, "Oh my gosh, this is a great story." I was like, "It is." I think that the mummy passed at like 45 years old too. They didn't tell the age of the father. But the mummy itself, the mummy, when he died, he was about 45 years old.
That don't matter. That was 800 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I
said. But the father, where did the father get it? And you had it for 30 years. So where you get it from?
Yeah, where you get it from?
I was asking, did his father die? Because Charles talking about inheritance. I mean, if the father passed and the mummy was in the house, parents passed, you got to go clean out their house. You just get everything they left.
Yeah. I just don't understand how the skull and all that stuff is still intact the way it is.
But that's what I'm saying. And if you look at the mummy, it looks like it was stuck in a position,
a fetal,
fetal position. So I'm not gonna spend no time on this, man.
All right. Okay. This next story is a good story. So y'all keep this is a good
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I always have to. All right, let's ask. You want to ask her the question? You want me to ask?
This is good.
No, because your segment is good news and bad news.
This is good news.
Okay, what was the money good or bad?
Good, bad.
Carry on.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so I remember as a kid growing up in Philly, my school trips would be to the Philadelphia Zoo and the Philadelphia Museum of Arts, which is off the Ben Franklin Parkway. It's also well known as from the movie Rocky, the Rocky Steps. So back in my school days, those school trips didn't have what they have today. That's a new department for the Black African art at the Philadelphia Museum. Isn't that cool?
Lauren, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So according to the Philadelphia Tribune, the Philadelphia Museum of Arts has about 250,000 objects in its collection, of which about 1,400 are associated with Black artists and the African continent. It's called the Brind Center for African and African Diaspora Art, named after Ira Brind, a museum trustee, which will create two new staff curator positions, which will develop and expand the collection and its programming centered around Black art. The Brind Center will be the new home of the private collection of Ira Brind, who said he has been collecting African artifacts for about 40 years. His support of the center named after him will be in an unspecified cash donation and a gift of his 300-piece collection.
That's dope, man. Shout out to that. We need to
Yeah.
we all need to go.
I
Go and support that. Look, I'm going. I didn't even get a chance to say I'm going.
Yeah.
No
So
doubt.
that was good news, right?
Yeah, no
I
doubt,
wish that was, So now when these they have these trips now, to the Philadelphia Museum of Arts, they're going to have this part in there of that Black art, that African
They always
art.
take the kids to the same places. Why don't Philly has so many different
Museums and everything.
Yeah,
They
they
really
always take them to the same places.
do. Yeah. In fact, if you're watching the show, you let us know. Send a comment. Let us know where some new museums are that we can go, that we can visit. Maybe we'll do like a weekly tour to all the museums that have something to do with our Black and brown folk. I want to know more. We need to amplify that. All we know is the Philadelphia Art Museum, which, by the way, I believe one of you guys did a story, and it said literally that that's a pyramid or something like that, and a Black person actually designed it. I believe that was the case. I could be wrong, but because
Knowing something.
yeah,
Yeah, the art museum.
yeah, the art museum, and so it's good to do our due diligence and just kind of look up the history of some good news for our folks. We don't always have to be in competition with anybody else. We could just amplify the good stuff that some of our folks are doing.